Welcome back. Our next guest says this is the perfect economic time to get rid of all of your customers, but it's all in how you define the word customer. Mary Gersema is the Chief Operating Officer for Employers Resource. Mary, so good to have you with us.
Thanks, Dale.
This is definitely a provocative approach when you say get rid of your customers. So what exactly do you mean by that?
Absolutely. Well, we have always referred to our customers in our company as clients. I always knew kind of instinctively why that was, but one day I decided to be able to explain it to my employees. I looked it up in the dictionary, and the definition of customer is a person who buys a good or service, and the definition of client is one who comes under the protection of, and we want our clients under our protection. We take care of them.
That is truly a paradigm shift for a business. So how do you go about communicating that paradigm shift if you adopt a client approach?
Right.
How do you communicate that out to your customers,
Well,
out to your employees?
To my employees, we have client service people in my company, so we begin by calling them client service people instead of customer service people. We do a lot of internal company training. It's really important in my company to do that. We always refer to them as clients, and when we have an employee that refers to them as a customer, we correct that, and we have client lists in our client database. So anytime we refer to collectively our clients, we are sure that we use that word client.
Let's talk about the kind of conversation that a manager is going to have with employees. We drill down into this idea because this is a cultural issue. You're really changing the culture of thinking about clients rather than customers.
Right. I talk to my employees and telling them the difference. I would use something like a fruit stand on the corner that just sells apples and they're only there for a season and they don't know their people, or a convenience market that just sells milk to people that come in, all different people. You don't have time to create a relationship. And that with clients, you have time to create a relationship. You begin to know who they are so that you can take care of them.
You mentioned retail establishments through that process.
Yes.
But if the person watching this says, well, I'm in retail, so it really doesn't apply to me, you have a very good living example of why it does apply to retail. Tell us your story.
I do. I go to the same clothing store all the time to purchase all of my business clothing, and they know me. I'm in there maybe every 3 months or so. I went in one day and I had a whole stack of things, and the lady working in there, her name is Valerie, she goes, hey Mary, how's it going? You know the stuff is going to be on sale on Sunday. And I said, well, you know what, I'm going out of town on a business trip, so I'm going to have to pay full price. And she said, do you need them for the business trip? And I said, no, actually I don't. And she said, well, why don't I run your credit card, the imprint of your credit card through. I'll hold these in the back room until Sunday when the sale's on. I'll run them through at the sale price. You can pick them up when you get home. And it was like, wow, really? This is a retail store that knows me well enough that they would do that. I know them well enough that I trust them to run the credit card. And it occurred to me, and we used that the next month in our client service training, that's a client relationship. That wasn't a customer buying a good or service. I'm their client.
And you just used a word, relationship, and this really gets to the heart of how to build a relationship with those people you serve and protect.
Absolutely. We try to encourage relationships with our clients. We have our employees go out and meet them, talk to them on the telephone, send them cards. We want to know when their daughter's getting married, when their son's graduating from high school. It's all about relationships. It just is.
Mary Gersema, Employers Resource. Folks can find you online.
www.employersresource.com.
All right, thank you so much. Great
Thanks,
information
Dale.
for those